1 2 1 2. I go by the name of DJ What, and you're now listening to the original Jeek Podcast. Let's go.
Ready to make an entrance, so backward cut. Come on, cut for me.
Oh yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
Fresh.
Yeah, making me itch.
What up, Jeeks? My name is RockinMrMagic, and this is another episode of the original Jeek Podcast. Welcome back, y'all. So glad to be doing this episode, and I have to 100% apologize because it is late than a mug. It is like almost a month late. This episode was supposed to be posted back in March during Women's History Month, and I prepared this episode, and then life stuff was happening, and I ain't gonna front. Sometimes it's not even just lack of schedule, it's lack of strength to do this. Like, I prepared everything, had all the topics, put out the show notes, and, just didn't have the leftover to press record. But I have the energy today, so it's happening today. So let's get into it. This episode, we are going to do a couple quick hit topics, and then we're gonna do a deep dive on a particular athlete that is someone that I have a great amount of respect for, thoroughly enjoy watching, and someone that if you don't know about, you should know about. All right, so let's start here. We got a little quick hit here for our sneakerhead Jeeks like myself, and that is the Nike Air Max Plus Nightwing. So it's not their official title, right? But they are officially Nightwing themed. No, actually, I think it is Nightwing. Yeah, they're calling them the Nike Air Max Plus Nightwing. I double checked my notes here. So they're called that, but they're not an official DC collaboration. That is where I was trying to get at. So while it's not an official collaboration, the Nightwingishness of the shoes is very, very apparent. Nightwing is essentially almost Colbert here. But these Air Maxes are absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the blue and black that Nightwing is so known for is prevalent here in this design. I love the way it flows, and you got that little bit of yellow in the back there. And these shoes, first of all, I complain all the time about how so many dope shoes are not my size. I'm going to continue to complain about that because so many dope shoes are not available in my size. All right? Make dope shoes for big-footed people, Nike. Yes, us in the 16, 17, 18 size shoe range, we deserve dope kicks too. Stop hating on us. I would cop these if they were available in my size, but they're not going to be. I mean, let's keep it 100. They're not going to make them in my size. But if they were, I'd have them 100%. Absolutely. I think these are gorgeous. I think they look good. The blue and black is flexible, that you can wear it with so many different things. I would just, these look good. They're sleek, they're symmetrical, and Air Maxes are, I personally feel that they're great when it comes to support and cushion. So if you are, men's sizes or women's sizes up to a men's 15. I think you should make the Nightwings a part of your crime fighting repertoire, crime fighting outfit. I was going to say repertoire, but that doesn't work. But your crime fighting ensemble, yes, it should be a wonderful part of your ensemble as you get dressed to go out there and fight crime. But speaking of ensembles, actually, before I continue on with ensembles, I'm going to rank these Air Maxes. I like them a lot. I want to rank these a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 logos for the Air Max Nightwings. But again, with ensembles, the Tennessee Titans have new colorways for their ensemble. Going throwback Houston Oilers style. Now, if you're not old enough to remember that the Tennessee Titans used to be the Houston Oilers, I'm reminding you or educating you, whichever it is. And these were the colors of those Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers had just some of the greatest colors, in my personal opinion. I'm a sucker for blue. Blue is my favorite color. I love all shades of blue. And the Houston Oilers looked so good. Warren Moon in them, Earl Campbell in them. Just uniforms were dope. And Tennessee returning to these colors, I think, is a great choice. Here we see the QB, Cam Ward. And we get some of the other combinations here. The all white top, blue pants, blue top, white pants. It all looks good. It's a great blend of the present with the past. I'm not going to front. I might have to copy one of these. I don't have a favorite player on the Titans, but just the look, I love the color. It pops so well, and as you can see here, and the helmet looks dope. Like the colors look like the Houston Oilers colors fit the Tennessee Titans logo and design. In my opinion, so much better than the darker blue did. I just think these are a fantastic combination of mixing the present with the past. Knocked it out the park with these Tennessee Titan colors and Houston Oilers colors with these for the present day Tennessee Titans. A fantastic choice. I'm going to rank this also I think it gets us a 4.5 out of 5. This is darn near perfect, y'all. I think these uniforms are fantastic. From the helmet to the jerseys to the pants, and these guys, as you can see, you can accessorize really well, uniform wise with this. It just looks good, man. It really does. I can see this colorway in Madden and just, create a player, put them on Tennessee and, just have at it with making your player look super dope. Yeah, I love this. I really do. I really love it. Again, 4.5. Definitely 4.5 out of 5. For the Titan new-ish uniform colors here. And next quick hit. It's baseball season, but we're not going to be talking about the MLB today. We'll be talking about the MLB in the very near future. Since this episode was for Women's History Month, we're going to be focusing on women a bit in this. Focus on women in this episode. And the inaugural season of the WBPL, the Women's Professional Baseball League, is now just 4 short months away. And what's really exciting about that Because to me, more is more is good, and more women's professional sports is a good thing. We got a familiar name that was drafted in the WPBL, and that is former Little League sensation Monique Davis. I don't remember Monet. Monet became a sensation as a pitcher in the Little League World Series, and she was striking out mostly boys, just vast majority of them boys. And she was just striking these kids out left and right. Really a very good baseball player. She had hoped to become a star collegiate basketball player. That unfortunately did pan out for her. But what is good is that she is going to be able to compete as a professional athlete for the LA franchise of the WPBL. And I am hopeful for the success of this league. They are starting to build up excitement for this inaugural season, and there's going to be, I think there's 6 teams initially for this the start of this new of the league. And as I looked and was doing homework for this, I was looking at the draft and some really tremendous players that are out there, and a lot of them, because it's a new league. You don't always get young players. You draft older players, veteran players who have been stalwarts in the international softball scene, and collegiately who had played recently in college or even maybe 10 years ago, who are still young enough and shape enough to play at the highest level. So you had we have a really nice, healthy mix of age ranges amongst these professional players. And as I'm looking at it, it really made me think like, I really wish that this league could have been around for some softball greats, if they were still in their prime. Players like Doc Richardson, who was a fantastic player. Jenny Finch, a big time pitcher for Team USA softball. Natasha Watley, another fantastic USA softball player. These women can play baseball too. They're known for softball, but these women would have been excellent at if they had the opportunity to play professional baseball, during their era. And as I was looking at that, that is what inspired me to pick the main topic of our episode, and that is going to be on the career of one of, if not the, in my personal opinion, greatest women's softball player in American history, the one and only. Well, you have to wait a moment for that reveal, because before I reveal that, I want to reveal to you something that can help you if you want to be a podcaster like me, and that is Zencastr. Zencastr is the ultimate web-based podcasting solution. It provides high-quality audio and video podcast production and hosting. With a full suite of professional tools, podcasters can seamlessly record, produce, and publish studio-quality content, all from one dashboard. Zencastr records up to 4K to give you the picture-perfect quality that your video podcast deserves. Zencastr will also distribute your video podcast in 1080p to all available video podcast players. Zencastr's post-production process takes the headache out of audio production. You set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with the click of a button. You ready to start? Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code JeekNation, JeekNation, and you'll get 30% off your first 3 months of Zencastr Professional. I want you to have the same easy experiences that I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. And now it's time for me to go into the dive of the GOAT of softball, the one and only Lisa Fernandez. So if you don't know, Lisa Fernandez is widely regarded and should be as one of the greatest softball players ever. She utterly dominated both college and international play as a ace pitcher and a devastating hitter. Little background on Lisa. She grew up in Long Beach, California. And I don't know if she was friends with Snoop, but she's from Long Beach. And she is of Cuban and Puerto Rican descent, which is not, the norm for West Coast. You hear Cuban, you hear Puerto Rican, you think, New York, you think, maybe Philly, you think Miami, you think East Coast, but she is from Long Beach. And her descent is a point of pride for her, as she has mentioned when it came time to representing the United States on the international stage. Lisa starred as a player at St. Joseph High School, where she threw close to 70 shutouts and established herself as an elite high school pitcher before she embarked on her collegiate career at UCLA. So she attended UCLA in the early 90s, and she played there from 90 to 93, both as a pitcher and third baseman, while she was studying for a psychology degree. Education is important, kids. She led UCLA to not one, not two, not three, but 4 straight trips to the Women's College World Series. She won the national title with the Bruins in 1990 and 92, and finished runner-up in 91 and 93. So if you're playing with Lisa, you winning that gold or you winning that silver, you gonna be there. It's apparent you gonna be there, and it keeps getting, and it'll continue to get better as a teammate of Lisa Fernandez from there. But some of her key achievements while at college, and UCLA has had some fantastic collegiate athletes. And when you want to talk about like the great athletes of UCLA, you talk about Jackie Robinson, talk about Lou Alcindor, better known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You talk about Bill Walton. Lisa Fernandez is in that conversation of those upper echelon UCLA athletes. Just fantastic. So while at UCLA, we're talking about a career pitching record of 93-7. 93-7. That's pretty much a 93% winning percentage. 73%. 93 to 100. 93%. She gets on the mound, it's pretty much a done deal. She has a career ERA of 0.22, which is the second lowest in NCAA history. 0.22 ERA with 784 Ks. For those who aren't baseball fans, football fans, Ks is short for strikeouts. 784 strikeouts. Okay. 74 career shutouts, which is a UCLA record and is 9th all time in NCAA history. In 1992, she went 29-0 as a pitcher. And that's one of only a small handful of undefeated seasons ever by an NCAA pitcher. In 92, she posted an ERA of 0.14 to lead the nation. And in 93, she led the country in both batting average of 0.51, 510, as we say in baseball, but it's 0.510, so 51%. Okay. She hit 510, so if she's up to bat 51% of the time, she's getting a hit, and her ERA 0.25. So leading the country in batting average and ERA, which is that's dominance. That because one of the nuances of baseball, it's really hard to dominate the game offensively and defensively the way you can in a sport like soccer. Soccer, you have guys who play like midfield, or even some of your center backs are adept at scoring, but they're also great defenders. Basketball players, obviously, you've got great two-way players, the Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Hakeem Olajuwon. You've got guys who are great on offense or great on defense, and who can dominate on offense and defense. In baseball, a lot of times you can be great right fielder, you can be a great left fielder, but domination really is hard to do because the ball has to get hit towards you. And when you're in the outfield, you got to wait till the ball gets to you. If you're an infielder, the ball has to be hit towards you. And there are times where the ball just doesn't get hit your way because of how your pitcher pitches and how the opposing team, their strategy in attacking your defense. Your right fielder may not be so good, so the other team, they're trying to hit it towards right field, and you're out in left field, and you're on third base, and the ball's just not coming your way, and it's hard for you to dominate defensively because of that. But when you're the pitcher, you're always involved defensively because the ball's coming out of your hand. So to be able to dominate at the plate and in the circle, because in softball they don't pitch off of a mound, to dominate that way is just there's no other. It's the best way to dominate. It makes what Shohei Ohtani does in the MLB so special, and that he's able to pitch well and be a top pitcher, yet come to the plate and be just as dangerous as a hitter. It's it's another reason why Lisa is so highly regarded as a player because of that sheer dominance. While at UCLA, she racked up some of those trophies and them awards. 4-time first team NFCA All-American, 3-time Pac-10. This is Pac-12 now, but it was the Pac-10 at the time. 3-time Pac-10 Player of the Year. 3-time winner of the Honda Award for softball, which is given to the nation's top player at pitcher. She is the first softball player to ever win the Honda Broderick Cup, which was 93, recognizing the top women's college athlete across all sports. So, with all of those stats and awards, she left UCLA arguably as not just the best player, but she was the standard of a two-way college softball player. A power pitcher with an historically low ERA. And she was a big bat. She was a middle of the order batter who, led her team to multiple national titles. It really doesn't get any better than that. So post college, Lisa transitioned into international play for Team USA. So her career shifted into international, the international play, the national team, and elite club softball. And she really became a fixture in international competition through the rest of the 90s and into the early 2000s. So there was USA Softball used to be known as ASA, and as a member of the team, she won multiple national titles in the ASA, which was, I think, American Softball Association, if my memory serves me correctly. She played for teams like Grace Bestos Burkett's, California Commotion, and she collected 9 ASA All-American selections and multiple MVP and Bertha Ticky pitching awards. So USA Softball, in that it's tough to describe because it's not it's club ball, so it's not. It's kind of like pro, but it's not pro. Like and like it's not the. It's like MLB, but it's still kind of slightly different. Um, I have to. I'd have to. It would take a lot to break down the subtle differences, but it's the it is the best. It's elite. It's the best softball you can play um, outside of international play in the country. So the highest level you can play at. She continued to dominate and continued to win at the highest level there. Uh, while so in with international play, and while in college, she played obviously representing Team USA internationally. But starting in 1994, just a couple highlights here as she competed in the International Softball Federation World Championships and other events. So playing for Team USA at the ISF, she batted 393, leading the team to gold. In 1994, she led the team to gold at the Pan American um, Pan Am Games for short. In the qualifier tournament, she led the team to gold for the Pan Am Games. In the official the Pan Am qualifier and the Pan Am Games, she led the team to gold at the Pan Am Games for Team USA in '95 and the Super Bowl Classic that took place in Columbus, Georgia in '95. In '98, '02, and '06, she was a key member of Team USA that captured additional ISF World Championship gold medals, uh, including which included a run in 2002 winning, where she threw 18 innings and the Team USA went undefeated, um, including a 3-hit shutout. Those 18 innings are special because generally pitchers are rotated, and softball has 6 innings. She threw the final 18, so she pitched all 3 of the final 3 games to ensure the wins for Team USA. And what Lisa did internationally, just within the Pan Am Games and ISF, is just again dominance, and she showed that her ability to perform was not limited to college, but high pressure, big time moments, big time games. Yeah, she was huge at the biggest stages and the biggest moments. Lisa Fernandez came up huge. Um, so a little focus here. So let's focus on the Pan Am Games, because even though the Pan Am Games are not talked about much, the regard is not where it was, since the Pan Am Games kind of have faded in the lore of international sports. They shouldn't be. So I want to focus a little bit on what Lisa did while playing in the Pan Am Games, starting with while she was still in college back in 1991. So she had collected a series of Pan Am golds as Team USA really kind of established yet and maintained continental dominance. Okay, 1991 gold medal win. 1995 and 1999 gold medals, including pitching the 3-0 record and having a 0 ERA in 1999. 0. No earned runs against her in 1999. 2003 Pan Am gold medal, giving her at least 3 Pan Am American Games gold medals. Okay. The number obviously being 4, but to get 3 is and more is just again tremendous. And we see the wide range of her dominance, 1991 to 2003. Then we shift to the Olympics. So 1996 is when softball was introduced. Debuted. Sorry, because obviously softball existed, but it was debuted as an Olympic sport in 1996, which took place in Atlanta, Georgia. And Fernandez was the defining star uh, that really was shining bright for the sport itself, but of course, obviously for Team USA on the Olympic stage. And of course, baseball being an American sport, the Olympics taking place in the United States at that time, there was no better stage and time for Lisa and Team USA to show what they were able to do. So as the frontline pitcher for Team USA in 96, they won the inaugural gold medal. And she played well. She went 1-1 with a .33 ERA in the tournament. Big time moment in that. What really helped establish her as a almost kind of as a household name for the time was Lisa came in to pitch in relief. The 101 record, that's as a starter, but she came in to pitch in relief in the sixth inning of the gold medal game versus China. And she recorded the final outs to earn a save in Team USA's 3-1 win, securing that inaugural Olympic gold in softball. And that moment really set a tone for her reputation amongst the casual person, that she is a winner. She's a closer. To come to win championships, Lisa Fernandez is someone that you can trust in those big moments. The Olympics continue on. 2000 Sydney Games. Team USA wins again, and Lisa sets a record for strikeouts. Her primary role is actually starter and obviously a key hitter. As the 2000 team had more firepower than the 96 team. And so Lisa wasn't leaned upon as heavily as in the past, which is good. It doesn't take away from her dominance and her importance to the team. As in Australia, she set an Olympic single game record with 25 strikeouts against Australia, the home country. And it's still one of the most famous pitching performances in Olympic softball history. During the 2000 games, she posted a .47 ERA with 52 strikeouts, which is one of the most dominant lines ever in Olympic softball. In the medal rounds, she pitched the USA to wins in both the semis versus Australia and the gold medal game versus Japan, where she struck out 8 and allowed only 3 hits in Team USA's 2-1 victory. Then we traveled to Athens for the 2004 games, where Team USA yet again wins Olympic softball gold. This team had even more stars attached to it. And while Lisa at this time is an aging veteran, the aforementioned Jenny Finch being part of this team and such as well, but Lisa was still leading this team in the circle and at the plate. She posted a .545 batting average and going 12 for 22, and which is the highest single tournament batting average in Olympic history. 54.5% of the time she's getting a hit. Insane. And again, doing it on both sides. She was a primary starter as a pitcher in 2004. And again, like I mentioned, her, Jenny Finch, and I forget the name of another starter, but their starting rotation was utterly dominant. And once again, she steps into the circle for the final out of a gold medal game, which was the 5-1 win over Australia. And that made her the only pitcher to appear in 3 straight Olympic softball finals and record the last out each time. And across the 3 Olympic games, the 3 inaugural games with softball, Lisa compiled a 7-1 record with a .36 ERA, a .302 batting average with 15 RBIs. Olympic records for strikeouts in a game, 25. Single tournament batting average, 545. And continuing on her Olympic legacy, she was named an alternate for the '08 team. But she had, by this time, we're talking, it's almost a 20-year career here. And she had given birth to a child back in '05. So the expectation wasn't there for Lisa to be a major contributor by 2008. And then this time, Lisa decided to transition her career and return to UCLA in a coaching capacity. She's been assistant associate head coach, helping the Bruins pitchers and hitters, and extending her influence of the sport to a new generation of players. Her coaching tenure with UCLA teams have added more national titles, and she continues to impact softball as one of the key technicians of pitching mechanics and the mental approach in softball. Because you do your best as a coach to try to teach players how to win, and no one since has won and dominated softball the way Lisa Fernandez dominated softball. Lisa's career accolades continue to grow. She was added to the UCLA Hall of Fame back in 2003. She is a member of the USA Softball Hall of Fame. She's a member of the Olympic Hall of Fame as a part of the '04 Olympic softball team and as an individual. As I said at the beginning, Lisa Fernandez is considered softball's GOAT, and should be. With her combination of 3 Olympic gold medals, the historically elite college numbers, and the world championship success, the Pan Am Games success, it forms a resume that it's unmatched in softball. So if you did not know about the great Lisa Fernandez, now you know. And I hope that you do a little homework yourself, try to find some videos of Lisa pitching for Team USA on YouTube, or the Olympics YouTube page. They always have older games from past Olympics there. Give them a watch if you appreciate greatness, because Lisa Fernandez was greatness personified every time she stepped into the circle or stepped up to the plate. And that will conclude this episode of the original Jeek Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I know the format is a little different in essentially having a history lesson here on an athlete breakdown. But this would not have been a topic without you, Jeeks, who have been so awesome in participating in polls lately within our Jeek Nation Facebook group. We had asked what type of episodes you would like to hear, and athlete breakdowns was one of them. So please let us know how we did on this breakdown of Lisa Fernandez. If you want us to continue to do athlete breakdowns, actor breakdowns, any Jeek-related topic breakdown, and we will start to do more of these on future episodes. So we thank you for actively participating in the poll and your continued support of Jeek Nation. We ask you, please review. What is that? Please rate and review the show on your podcasting app of choice. You can find us on pod.link that allows you to link to your favorite podcasting app, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, Good Pods, which is our preferred method. We really love for you all to interact with us either on Good Pods or on Spotify, as we can interact with you with other polls and comments. And of course, reviews on Apple Podcasts are always appreciated. So right now with pod.link, there's like no reason why you can't be able to find Jeek Nation. So check out the show description or on other mediums on our link tree. The pod.link for the original Jeek podcast is there, as well as our other shows, Finalysis 101 and Breaking Ring Rust. But if for some odd reason you can't find us and you want to listen to us, let us know at jeeknation@gmail.com or message us on Facebook at Jeek Nation. And until next time, peace.
Ready to make an entrance, so backward cut. Come on, cut for me.
Oh yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, speed up.
This is DJ What, and you're listening to the original Jeek Podcast.